Hey there, so it's Jason, and this is the DM48X Midi harmonica. There's also the DM48, which is the previous version. And this is Pete Prodoehl's new and improved button box called the 8K2 controller. It's a Midi controller. It sends out Midi messages via this little cable here. And I find it invaluable for what I do. So I wanted to kind of send out a thank you to Pete Prodoehl because he's improved it, and I'm going to tell you how. So basically what he did was, I always wanted him to make it a little bit smaller. It was about this wide and covered most of the base of the DM48X. So what he's done is he's made it smaller. And I must say, this is a big improvement because now your thumbs fit very comfortably underneath it, and you still have full control of the buttons via your thumb. But if you want to just play for a while, it's more comfortable. So it's the same quality. These things are great. They run about $75, and I'm just going to real briefly explain what these functions are. This is CC22, which means control change 23, 24, and 25. So these are neutral numbers in the world of Midi that don't interfere with any other functions that are sometimes predetermined. For instance, volume is usually CC7. So if this was CC7, it would definitely mess with your volume controls, etc. This right here is start and stop. These two little buttons here, you'll notice there's a little rubber stopper on there. I put those on after the fact so that this thumb knows where my start and stop is. Without it, it's quite possible that I could accidentally hit it and stop in the middle of a tune if I'm using a backing track. These two buttons right here are auxiliary buttons. This one is CC63. Which is also a neutral number. You can use it to assign to yet another instrument or a digital delay or anything like that. And this button at the very end is a temporary modulation button, CC1. So when you press it, you get a little vibrato, and when you release it, it goes away. You can also do that with your ribbon on the top of the DM48X. But if you have the DM48, this is really handy because you can use it for, let's say, low volume modulation. There's a lot of information, I know, but anyway, kind of bear with me. So what I wanted to show you is how I'm using it in the program called AUM on my iPad. I'm a big fan of making music with the iPad because it's so portable. It's really changed everything in terms of going out live and playing music using electronic instruments like this. So let's go into AUM real quick, and I'm going to show you essentially how I'm doing this. Right now you can see my 4 horns are across the top. By the way, every circle here is called a node. So if I refer to the node below the top node, etc., you know what I'm talking about. With the red button, I control my trumpet. With the green button, I control the tenor sax. The gray button is my alto sax, and the white button is the trombone. Now, you can assign anything to any of these buttons. So this is just how I have it set up for this particular song. And I'm rewinding the backing track, which you can see right there. And let's just go ahead and start that. So right now I have all the horns playing. If we turn them off, we have just the trumpet. Let's go to a tenor. And here's an alto. And here's a trombone. And you can mix and match. The tenor sax and trombone is a nice thick sound for like a horn section. I find that trumpet. I find that trumpet and alto works really well together. And any other combination. So you can see how basically this works. Some of the other things that I can describe while we're in this program here is you'll see that the topmost node below the actual instrument is a pan function, which is really cool actually. If I can demonstrate it like this. I leave it about there, and then the one right below it is a compressor. This is made by Magic Death Eye, and to me they make some of the best iPad-based compressors. Right below that is a reverb bus. Here's our reverb over here, and this is, I'm using the FabFilter Pro R. It's kind of expensive, but it's a really nice reverb. And below that you have a main bus going to the main, which is right here. If I bring that down like so. Anyway, that's the basic function of AUM. I do give Zoom lessons, as many of you know, and I'd say most people that take them are really happy after they're done, because I can explain all this stuff in detail. Anyway, that's so much for that plug. That's what's happening. I'm going to go back to this here now. Okay, so now we're back, and I just wanted to thank Pete for working with the DM48 community and making this new and improved Midi controller, which can attach just below the DM48. Once again, you can use foot controllers, you can use wireless controllers. There's a million ways to trigger Midi. I just happen to like it because it's so handy with using thumbs, and I can do everything I need to do without even going near my iPad. Thanks to Pete Prodoehl. This is a great new addition. They run around $75. It's at the Rasterweb Shop on Etsy. And of course, thanks to the folks at Lekholm for inventing literally the greatest invention for harmonica players since the chromatic harmonica. I do have some new videos coming out soon, sort of tips and tricks, etc., etc. But all I can say is have fun. Go out there and make some great music.